Hey guys, what's up? Good evening. How are you guys doing today? Lady Crwd, Steven. And per usual, my stream is lagging a bit. Can you guys hear me or see me? There you go. Yeah, so everything is okay with the stream. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. What a trading session, huh? What a day, and what a day it was. Did you guys kill it? Leslie, welcome. JZL, Emil Collado, Lady Crwd, Yolanda Adams, Steven 38, Necessary, Devon Taylor, Jonathan Torres. Welcome back, guys. Please drop a comment down below and let me know what stocks you want me to go over. And in the meantime, and obviously we are going to be talking about Este. That was the talk of the town today. In the meantime, I am going to make a summary of what happened today. What a trading session. Hawaiian. Are you really in Hawaii, bro? Awesome, man. Not a great day. Eileen R. Maybe it wasn't a great day because you don't know how to short the markets, right? AMD, Nvda, CrowdStrike. Of course. Awesome, bro. Wow. I really got to go to Hawaii. Yeah, for sure. Coinbase, Apple. And it's 10:35 a.m. Wow. Super early, right? So what time does your trading session kick off in Hawaii? I'm curious. Eli Lilly, Andrea is asking about Tesla. Welcome back, guys. Okay, guys, the rotation that we saw today in the markets was brutal. Wow, 3:30 a.m. Jesus Christ. So you're some sort of a vampire, right? You have to wake up at 2 a.m. and stuff like that. Wow. Awesome, bro. Keep it up. I don't think I would be able to trade at 3:30 a.m. And that's the main reason why I stopped trading futures. Yeah, I was trading futures at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So no, I don't know. Futures trading, I can say that it didn't fit into my personality, so I stopped doing it. But yes, sleep early, wake early, correct. Okay, guys, listen up. I have an important message for you, especially for the newbies out there that are accustomed to trade only a certain, handful of stocks. You know what stocks I'm talking about. The Teslas of the world, the Nvidias of the world, the Apples of the world, and so forth, okay? Or the Max 7, let's just put it that way. Take a look at the rotation that we saw today in the markets. It was brutal. Maybe, and I have been trading for something like 6 or 7 years. I think that I never saw a rotation like the one that we saw today. Take a look at these, guys. The Russell 2000 went up today 3.57%. Unbelievable. The IWM. You guys know that the IWM is the ETF of the Russell 2000. Whereas the Nasdaq went down 1.95%. Unbelievable. The Dow pretty much closed flat, up 0.08%, and the S&P 500 went down 0.88%. Take a look at these, guys. The sectors of the markets. And you guys should get familiar with the 11 sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, okay? Take a look at this. Out of the 11 sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, only 4 sectors went down today. Led by technology, obviously. Tech stocks got killed today, guys. So the tech sector went down today 2.50%. But take a look at the performance of sectors that are sensitive to what? To interest rates, to yields. Real estate went up today 2.68%. Utilities, this is a very sensitive sector relative to interest rates. Utilities up today 1.83%. Materials up 1.39%. I think that the DXY went down today, the US dollar. The DXY went down, 0.55%. And let me put up here once again the sectors. And in the case of materials, we can say that this sector is inversely correlated to the DXY, to the DXY, the US dollar. Industrials up 1.26%. Energy up 1%. Unbelievable. Financials. This is another very sensitive sector relative to interest rates, up 0.79%. So what is the message that the markets are sending us today? And we don't know if this rotation that we saw today is going to keep going tomorrow or maybe next week. But if that happens, guys, you need to kind of change your mentality when it comes to trading. Because if this rotation keeps going, and I don't have a crystal ball in order to predict whether this rotation is going to keep going or not, you need to think about trading different stocks. Or you have to think about shorting tech stocks. Take a look at this. Let me show you this. This is even more impressive. Take a look at the performance of the stocks inside the Russell 2000, the IWM, as many of you guys know it. Today, inside the Russell 2000, we had 1,864 stocks going up. Unbelievable. So what does this imply? That for the most part, guys, and once the trading session opened, whoever purchased a call option of any stock that trades inside the IWM or inside the Russell 2000 finished the day making good money. Isn't this impressive? And in the case of the Russell 2000, we only had 106 stocks going down. Impressive. The rotation was brutal, guys. So what happens if this rotation keeps going and tomorrow you guys insist on buying calls of Nvda and buying calls of Tesla and buying calls of Apple? You are very likely to be wrong. Take a look at this. The Nasdaq 100. When I say the Nasdaq 100, I am talking about the Qs. You guys know that the triple Q is the ETF of the Nasdaq 100. So in the case of the Nasdaq 100, which is we can make a case that this is an ETF that is highly concentrated on technology. But take a look what happened inside the Qs. We had 54 stocks going up and only 47 stocks going down. But the Qs went down today. How much? Let me put up here the Qs. Look. 2.19%. Why this situation happened? Because we have a handful of stocks that are very heavy from a market cap standpoint. And they weigh a lot on both the S&P 500 or the SPY and the Nasdaq 100 or the Qs. And take a look at this. This is even, I think that this is even more impressive than the facts that I just showed you guys. Take a look at what happened inside the S&P 500, the SPY. Okay? So we had 500 stocks trading inside the S&P 500. Well, get this, guys. Inside the S&P 500, today we had 396 stocks going up and only 107 stocks going down. But the SPY closed today in the red, 0.88%. This is nothing but impressive. So we need to wait until tomorrow to see what happens, because for the most part, you guys know that at present, let's just put it that way, and year to date, every single dip on the most important tech stocks has gotten bought up like right away. Maybe that is the case this time around. Maybe tomorrow Nvda goes up a lot, along with Microsoft and along with Este and so forth. But if this downwards pressure over the, let's say, Magnificent Seven, keeps going, you need to rotate. And now you may ask, okay, Alvaro, but what stocks should I be buying tomorrow? If this, this downwards pressure over the Mag 7 keeps going, you need to think about stocks that are very sensitive to interest rates. And I just mentioned some sectors that are very sensitive to interest rates. So maybe you need to think about trading solar stocks or renewable energy stocks, financials. You need to think about trading maybe real estate stocks. So this is something that you need to understand in case that this rotation keeps going. Because today this was brutal. Absolutely brutal. And who knows? Is it going to keep going? We don't know. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. And by the way, let's go over the SPY. If you guys saw the video that I posted on my YouTube channel yesterday, what did I say? In that video, guys, I told you, or I said in yesterday's video, if we happen to see some sort of pullback in the case of the SPY, I am expecting support near $556. If you guys happen to remember, for those who actually watched yesterday's video. And what happened today, guys? The SPY found support. Take a look. Let me pull up here a 1 day, 1 minute chart of the SPY. Take a look. Right at $556. So today's low came in at $555.83. And I don't wanna tooth my own horn, but I think that I nailed this level today. It acted as support. We'll see what happens in tomorrow's trading session. In my opinion, in the case of the SPY, guys, this is going to be an easy one. And by the way, keep in mind that today we have the CPI data report coming out, and tomorrow we have another inflation bullshit report that the markets, pay attention to coming out. At the same time that today's report at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tomorrow we have the producer price index, or whatever that means, coming out, the PPI report. That report comes out at 8:30 a.m. So when it comes to my pre-market commentary that I usually post at around 8 a.m., 8:15 a.m., so keep in mind that tomorrow my pre-market commentary is going to be posted later than usual, say, I don't know, 9:10 a.m., 9:12, 9:15 a.m., because I need to wait for this report to come out, and then I need to evaluate what the, let's say, reaction of the markets looks like before I can, point out levels of interest in the case of the SPY. But if the bulls open the trading session tomorrow above the 5-day moving average that as of now is signaling $556.50-ish, that implies that we can make a case that the bulls have the ball and that they can maybe erase today's losses. That could be in the cards, okay? However, if tomorrow's trading session happens to open below today's low at around $556 approximately, then we cannot rule out further downside, in which case the next important level of support that I am going to be keeping an eye on, trying to maybe, play a bounce in the case of the SPY, is going to be $550.30-ish. This is a previous resistance back from June 28th. And you guys know that previous levels of resistance tend to act as new levels of support. We'll see if that is the case. And in the case of the SPY, if we happen to see a test of $550, say tomorrow, I think that that's a level from which I should be interested, let's just put it that way, in trying to start a bounce back up trade in the case of the SPY. Okay, Graham Grammy Boxler. When you have a second, can you explain how you use VWAP when anchored to all-time highs? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'll do it. We can use the example of Tesla in order to answer that question. Let me pull up here a daily chart of Tesla. So what do we use an anchored volume weighted average price line for, guys? So we use an VWAP, an anchor VWAP, in order to determine with, I would say, a very high accuracy, where do we have buyers trapped or located at, let's just put it that way, from a specific point in time. So in the case of Tesla, and this is something that I explained in yesterday's video, if we anchor a VWAP from the all-time highs of Tesla, Tesla hit $410, this was back in November of 2021, we get a price of $226. So what does this imply? That the average market participant that started a position on Tesla when this stock hit $406 back in November of 2021, and obviously those market participants have been averaging down on their positions. Well, those market participants, or most of them, as of now, have an average price of $224, $225 approximately. So to the downside, that's a potential spot of demand, a potential spot at which Tesla or any other stock, if you anchor any VWAP, could be coming across with buyers. Or to the upside, say that Tesla is trading at, or let's say that Tesla is trading, or we're trading at $200. If Tesla goes up, whenever it hits $225, $224, so the anchored volume weighted average price line that comes from the all-time highs, I know that at that level, I have market participants with unrealized losses on their positions. And I have explained to you guys this on multiple occasions. What is the average behavior of a market participant that has a losing position when that position breaks even all of a sudden? The average attitude or the average behavior, let's just put it that way, is closing that position, breaking even. So an anchor VWAP to the downside is a potential level of support. And to the upside is a potential, because, I mean, all of this is obviously, let's just say, I don't know, hypothetical. So to the upside, we are talking about potential levels of resistance. I hope I could explain this this fact to you in an, let's say, understandable way. Okay, so let's go over some stocks, and obviously, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, I am here to help. What's your take on a collapse on Apple, please? Okay, let's go. I mean, let's go over Tesla, guys. And by the way, I got puts of Tesla today, and I think that I called out in a very, I would say, accurate way a short trade on Tesla today, guys. So this is my Discord channel on our server, and take a look at this, guys. At 11:51 a.m. today, I was very active on Discord. You guys have to give me that, right? When there's volatility in the markets, guys, you can count on me. I am going to be calling bulls and strikes throughout the whole trading session. So today at 11:51 a.m., I told you guys, keep an eye on Tesla. If the bulls do not recapture 252, we have lower prices coming up. Above 252, the bulls can engineer a bounce. That was my take at 11:51 a.m. So if we pull up here a 1 day, 1 minute chart of Tesla, what do we see? Take a look. The bulls were trying to recapture the 5-day moving average, and $252 happens to be, I think, a previous level of support. I think I can double check on that. So the second, guys, the bulls couldn't recapture $252. I got puts. Let me show you. This was a trade that I took. I got August puts, and I ended up closing this trade making $155. And full disclosure, I got Tesla puts once again. I think that we have lower prices coming for Tesla at present, okay? And I'm probably into the earnings report, the upcoming earnings report of Tesla that comes out. I think that report comes out, when is it coming out? Let me double check on that. When is the Tesla upcoming report coming out? Let me see. It's coming out on July 23rd. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 12 days out. Okay, so the second I saw the bulls not being able to recapture 252, I got puts and take a look at what happened. Later on, Tesla collapsed and it went down to the 8%. So let me pull up here once again the 4-hour chart. I'm thinking, and this would be the price target in order to close the puts that I got into the closing bell. I think that the next gap to the downside that Tesla might be filling, hopefully for me, obviously, because I got puts today, would be $232. $232 happens to be a previous support back from late November and late December of last year. So this would be ideally the spot at which I would be closing my puts. And today, the bulls weren't able to hold as support this 5-day moving average. So in minor time frames, we can make a case that sellers are stepping in and starting to gain control in minor time frames of Tesla. So yeah, I think that we have $232 coming up. And on the flip side, guys, if Tesla happens to go up, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday, I'm curious about the bulls being able to take out or to burst above $256, which happens to be, this is a previous resistance back from mid-December of last year. That is kind of coinciding with the 5-day moving average. Say that, I don't know, that tomorrow we have another bloodbath for Tesla and that no one buys the dip, hopefully for me, I guess. If $232-ish is broken to the downside, where do you guys think I would be expecting some sort of good old bull-bear battle and maybe a potential spot for a bounce in the case of Tesla? I just told you. Take a look. I would be expecting support over this anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs for Tesla. And let me double check on this level. So this is the anchor VWAP. And this anchor VWAP as of now is signaling, here it is. Yeah, 200, we can say $225-ish. $232 is broken to the downside. I might give Tesla a shot from a long trade perspective near $224 because this is a very important spot, guys. Again, the anchor VWAP that comes from the all-time highs of Tesla. Today we got bad news, and you know what the bad news was. Let me pull up here. Okay, so here, let me see if I can. Let me refresh the market structure of Tesla. And okay, so you guys know this is a tool that I always use. This is a market structure chart. On top of this chart, you guys can see the demand or buyers. And at the bottom, you see the supply or sellers. So these market structure charts are updated every 24 hours. So this market structure chart is showing us as of now the market structure of Tesla from yesterday's trading session. So it's not updated. And today we got bad news because, guys, you know that Elon is a pathological liar. So he was supposed to introduce or to present the new robotaxi in August. And now they postponed the event until, mid-October. And I wouldn't be surprised if, somewhere in September, Elon says, no, now, it is in October. It is going to be in January of next year. Elon is very, let's say that he's very non-reliable when it comes to timeframes in order to present products of Tesla. So we'll see if he actually happens to introduce the new robotaxi in October. We'll see if that is the case. But we got bad news, and as of now, guys, this brutal jump to the upside that we saw in the case of Tesla was based exclusively on multiple appreciation. So it was based on the hope that Tesla was going to start delivering very good results based on the robotaxi or the robot or whatever it is. So this is a piece of news that now the markets have to digest. So you will not present the robotaxi in August. You say you're going to do it in October. And we have seen you, Elon, on multiple occasions saying that you're going to introduce a new product to the market at a certain date, and you end up, like putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So I think, and I could be mistaken, guys, that the credibility of Elon, given the news that we got today, it is going to be playing against the bulls more likely than not, in my opinion. I could be mistaken because I don't have the crystal ball. Okay, so let's go over Apple and take a look, guys. Most of the requests that I am getting from you guys today are requests of stocks that got killed today and that might keep getting killed if this rotation keeps going. So circling back to what I said at the beginning of the stream, be careful, because if this rotation keeps going for, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 more trading sessions, you need to rotate into other sectors. If you guys like to trade, like calls more than puts and stuff like that. By the way, and before going over Apple, take a look at these guys. These were the hottest tables in the big casino of options today, in the options market today. Take a look at these guys. So Nvda was the hottest stock in the options market today, with a total of 6.6 million contracts traded in today's trading session alone. And take a look at these guys. 61% of the contracts that were traded were call options. The second hottest table in the options market today was Tesla, with 4.9 million contracts, which, or I can say with 54% of those contracts being call options. And the third hottest table in the options market today was Apple, with pretty much 1.5 million contracts traded, and 63% of those contracts were calls. But keep in mind the following fact, guys. In the case of Tesla, and you guys know that Tesla had 11 consecutive trading sessions going up. Until yesterday, the percentage of call options that were being traded in the case of Tesla was way above 60%. So the percentage of call options that were being traded in the case of Tesla on a daily basis was almost at 70% until yesterday. And take a look at the drop when it comes to the percentage of call options that are traded in the case of Tesla that we saw today, 54%. So this drop in the percentage of call options that were traded in the case of Tesla today, relative to the previous 9 or 10 trading sessions, makes me believe that maybe we are seeing some sort of shift in momentum in the case of Tesla. And take a look, despite the fact that Nvda got killed and Tesla got killed, those two stocks were able to have more than 60% of the total options that were traded today being call options. So maybe this could represent a shift in momentum, because again, Elon is a pathological liar, and he started to postpone the presentation of the road taxi. We'll see when he actually does it. Apple. Oh, wait, guys. Let me take a sip of whatever this is. 7-Up? Is it? Yeah, 7-Up. And by the way, guys, full disclosure, you guys know that I do live stream throughout the whole training session. For the guys of my Patreon, I have been streaming today since 8:50 a.m. So I'm super tired. So if you guys notice some mistakes here and there, well, I do apologize for that. Today I'm super tired, guys. I am really running the extra mile for you today. So let's go. Apple went down today 2.32% and it closed the trading session at $227.57. So this is an uptrend, no doubt about it. So we have the 100, the 200, the 50, the 20, and the 5-day moving average upward sloping. So this is an easy one, guys. If the bulls of Apple can recapture tomorrow this white line that I am pointing out with my mouse, the 5-day moving average. So say that Apple opens the trading session tomorrow above 229, then if the bulls can consolidate and close candles above that level, why not? We could see a retest of the new all-time highs of Apple at around $233, guys. So long story short, above 229, bullish, below 229, and with the SPY going down and the Qs going down, that could be maybe signaling that we have more downside for Apple. Till where, you may ask? What about a previous level of resistance at $220, which is also a fat number? We can make a case. $220 is a previous resistance back from June 12th that could be acting as a new support. So this is a spot from which Apple could be bouncing back up, $220. So above 229, I wouldn't mind going long Apple. And if I happen to see Apple having difficulty at bursting above and recapturing $220, this could be a short trade, guys, down to $220 approximately. We don't need to check any anchor VWAPs over here because Apple is pretty much trading at all-time highs. So we don't have any buyers trapped above the current price of Apple. And if we take a look at the market structure, let me see, AAPL. So what is the market structure of Apple looking like? Let's see. Come on, market structure. Help me out, bro. AAPL. There you go, Apple Incorporated. And again, this is a tool that I use, guys, in order to spot, in order to visualize imbalances between the demand and the supply, okay? So ideally, what we want to see, if we're thinking that any given stock is going up, so ideally what we want to see is the demand rising, so more buyers, and the supply going down. In the case of Apple, this is a very constructive market structure chart because we have the demand rising, the supply is also rising, and a bit above average. When I say average, I am talking about this dotted line that I am pointing out with my mouse. But in practical terms, we have more buyers than sellers in minor timeframes. So taking a look at this market structure, guys, Apple above the 5-day moving average tomorrow and closing candles above it. So closing candles above 229. This is bullish behavior, and this could be signaling that we have higher prices coming up for Apple. Yeah, I should take a nap. Kiko stocks. Yeah. And Odin wasn't happy with my call out on Tesla. That's fine. Not a problem. I went in too early and got screwed when it bounced past my stop loss. Let it go to fur and got out. Lost 100. Now I would have been up 75 after hours. That is the reason why I buy extrinsic value, guys. You see what happened in the case of Odin. So you got puts that expire probably tomorrow, right? You didn't have any extrinsic value. So your stop has to be extremely tight, which wasn't my case. I got August puts. Guys, if you are trading 0 DTE or options that expire the next day, obviously you need to expire. You need to apply very tight stop losses. That's why I purchase extrinsic value. So I don't have to deal with the situation that Odin had to deal with today. You see? Yeah, I think that I might be making money tomorrow with those puts. So that is something that you need to take into account. Mm-hmm. And I know most of you guys are gamblers. So you love trading 0 DTE and options that expire the next day. And if you do so, you need to apply very tight stops. So that's why in my case, my entry was very good. I was green immediately. Then Tesla went up a bit. I was a bit red, but then it collapsed. Mm-hmm. Of course I do. Yeah. But the thing is that if I buy August puts, then I don't need to apply such a tight stop as you guys do. Yeah, that's a difference, obviously. And I think that someone asked about that, right? Someone asked about that, about why do I buy options that expire like 1 month out? But well, that's a reason. Yep. Okay. We were going to go over AMD. Advanced Micro Devices. It went down today 1.10% and it closed the trading session at $181.94. So another tech stock that went down today. AMD failed yesterday right at $187. This is a previous resistance for AMD back from early April. So the bulls weren't able to take out, they weren't able to burst above a previous level of resistance that once again acted as such. But in the case of AMD, guys, we still have a constructive short over here, despite the fact that AMD went down today. And why? Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Sorry. Well, because we are still seeing over here an upward sloping 5-day moving average. This white line that I am pointing out with my mouse. So as long as the bulls of AMD remain trading above 178, guys, we could be about to see another test of $187. This is very much possible. As of now, AMD is under the control of buyers in both major and minor time frames. So keep an eye on this level, guys. Say 178 approximately, 5-day moving average. If, and by the way, I went over AMD in yesterday's video as well. Let me pull up here an anchor VWAP. Say that this, downwards pressure over tech stocks keeps going. This is an important level that I will be keeping an eye on. Take a look at this white line. This one. This is an anchor VWAP, an AVWAP that comes from all-time highs in the case of AMD. So AMD hit $226 back in March 8th of this year. So these market participants, as of now, they have an average price of $168. This is a potential spot of support. Potential is the key word over here. So say that tech stocks, keep getting killed and stuff like that. I would be thinking about buying the dip on AMD at around $168. On top of that, and this is also worth pointing out, we have the convergence of this blue line that you guys can see over here. This is none other than the 100 DMA, 100-day moving average. So this 100-day moving average is pretty much coinciding with the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs. This is a potential level of support in the case of AMD. And by the way, guys, I have been talking throughout this stream about maybe this rotation, keep going and stuff like that. I think I could be mistaken. Maybe, today's trading session could be the beginning of a 10% correction or something like that in the markets. I think that if this, red days, quote unquote, red days, or if this, profit taking, let's just put it that way, on most of the tech stocks, if this situation keeps going, I don't think this is going to last long, guys. I think that the dips are going to be bought up more likely than not sooner rather than later, in my opinion, unless these stocks start to drop the ball during the new earnings season. By the way, you guys should be aware that the new earnings season kicks off tomorrow with the banks. I think that tomorrow we have JP Morgan posting earnings and also Wells Fargo, I think. And so, this is some sort of general knowledge about the markets fact. Every single earnings season kicks off with JP Morgan. Okay? JP Morgan starts from an official standpoint, let's just put it that way, every single trading session. So Q2 earnings season starts tomorrow. So if Netflix drops the ball, Tesla drops the ball after posting earnings, and the same goes for Apple and maybe Nvda or whatever it is, then yes, this profit taking and this downwards pressure that we are seeing on the most important tech stocks could be going longer than most people think. But if that isn't the case, this should be short-lived in my opinion. Okay, so these are the levels that I am keeping an eye on. The case of AMD, and let me take a look at the market structure of AMD. I went over the market structure of AMD in yesterday's video as well, but maybe it changed. Let's take a look. Advanced micro devices. So what is the demand and the supply looking like over here? Let's see. Take a look, guys. A very constructive market structure. The demand is rising and the supply is going down, and below average, by the way. So we have more buyers than sellers in minor time frames. So unless, I don't know, we see a massive dump, happening in the tech sector, I think that AMD has a first shot at holding 178 as support, or at closing candles above 178, and why not? Maybe being able to fill this gap once again up to $187, a previous level of resistance. Hey Alvaro, what is the tool that you use for the market structure comparison? Yeah, this is a website, guys. Let me move my camera here. And the name of the website is Market Structure Edge. This is a paid service, obviously, but they have a 30-day free trial. You guys can give it a shot. You just need to, type leave the information of a credit card and stuff like that. But it is a 30-day free trial. And this is a tool that I always use, and it's been very useful. I think that this website has helped me a lot in order to improve my trading. Okay, so this is a very good looking market structure. I think that unless the tech sector gets obliterated as a whole, we could be seeing AMD testing 187 sooner rather than later. So Tesla keeps going down. Awesome, because I am writing puts. Okay, so Nvda, how far can it go? Nvda, let's go over Nvda. Wow, this was a nasty reversal today, guys. Jesus Christ. Okay, Nvda. This is an uptrend, guys, but take a look. Upward sloping 200, 100, 50, 20. A clear uptrend, but in minor time frames, what happened? The bulls weren't able to hold as support today the 5-day moving average at $130. And again, guys, I have told you guys on multiple occasions about the 5-day moving average. This is a very important moving average, guys. So I use the 5DMA in order to determine who is in control of minor time frames. Because sometimes, guys, you see an uptrend. This is an uptrend. If I went in using a 5-day moving average, I could say here nothing happened today. This is a major uptrend. All of the moving averages are upward sloping. But since I use the 5-day moving average, I can make a case here that sellers are starting to gain control in minor time frames of Nvda. So I can be somehow cautious here. I am not 100% bullish on Nvda because the 5-day moving average was broken to the downside today. I am 90% bullish. So you guys know that the change in an uptrend starts in minor time frames and it morphs into major time frames. So this is not positive for Nvda. The fact that the 5-day moving average was broken to the downside today. So this is an easy one, guys. Say that Nvda opens the trading session tomorrow above 129. That is bullish behavior. That could be signaling, if the bulls can close candles and consolidate above 129, that we have a potential test of $133 coming up. $133 happens to be a previous resistance back from mid-June. This is absolutely possible. However, what happens if Nvda keeps going down and $125 happens to be broken to the downside? $125 is a previous level of resistance back from early June. If that is the case, and by the way, Nvda just broke to the downside the 20-day moving average. We're seeing selling pressure here after hours in most of the magnificent 7 stocks, right? So if 125 is broken to the downside, I am going to keep an eye on 119. 119 bucks is a previous support in the case of Nvda back from July 1st. And if we take a look at some anchor VWAPs in the case of Nvda, let's check that out. Let's see Nvda. Take a look. So the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs in the case of Nvda, guys, is signaling $125. This is a very important level, huh? So Nvda is holding as of now, or is trading slightly above both the previous level of resistance that I just pointed out back from early June and the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs. Nvda breaks 125 to the downside. This is a short, guys. More likely than not, in my opinion. Correct, Kiko. So keep an eye on 125, guys. This level is broken to the downside, and I think that the door opens for 119, previous level of support, back from, as I just said, July 1st. And on the flip side, I don't know, if maybe overnight we see a rescue operation and everything goes up, but I don't know, maybe the producer price index report tomorrow comes super soft and stuff like that, and we have a soft landing coming, and the Fed is going to cut rates in September or whatever it is. Nvda opens the trading session above 130, super bullish. Or why not, guys? What about a test of 125? We already know that we have the convergence of a previous resistance with the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs, so Nvda could be actually bouncing back up from 125. Those are the levels. Yeah, there you go. So, market structure in the case of Nvda. Let me pull it up so we can keep taking a look at other stocks. Nvda. Okay, so the demand is rising, which is positive, but take a look at the level of the supply. Remember, guys, demand buyers, supply sellers. The supply is rising as well. It is slightly above the average, and the level of the supply is higher than the level of the demand. If we reconcile this market structure chart with the 4-hour chart that I just showed you guys, what do we see here? The 5-day moving average was broken to the downside. This is in bullish in minor time frames. So maybe we have lower prices coming up as well for Nvda, guys. 125 is a very important level, guys. Super important level. Yep. Okay, CrowdStrike. Let's go over CrowdStrike because Lady Crwd has been asking about CrowdStrike. Okay, CRWD. There you go. Let's take a look. We are 48 minutes in. Awesome. Okay. So CRWD went down today 1% and it closed the trading session at $370.43. So I don't know. Again, this is like a very similar situation relative to Nvda or Apple or why not Tessie. So we're still seeing over here an uptrend in major time frames. Why do I say that? Because we have the 200, the 100, and the 50-day moving average upward sloping. So that's good. But take a look, guys. In minor time frames, the bulls weren't able to hold a support between yesterday's trading session and today's trading session, both the 20 and the 5-day moving average. So this implies that sellers have been making progress in minor time frames. Okay, is this super negative for CrowdStrike? No, not necessarily. But this is some sort of warning that maybe we have lower prices coming up for CrowdStrike. So if I zoom out here, say that CrowdStrike keeps dropping, what could be the next important level of support? Well, we have here a previous level of resistance for CrowdStrike back from May 28th. And you guys know that previous levels of resistance tend, quote unquote, and the key word is tend, to act as new levels of support. So maybe CrowdStrike could be finding buyers at around $362. I'm curious about the anchor VWAP from all-time highs. So let's go check that out. CRWD, let's see. CrowdStrike Holdings. I don't have any anchor VWAP from all-time high, so let me see. And what do we have here, guys? So the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs is signaling as of now $377. So yeah, I mean, say that CrowdStrike pulls up, guys. We have an important level of potential supply between the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs at around $377 and these two moving averages that I just mentioned, the 20 and the 5-day moving average. So say that CrowdStrike actually makes a test of $363. Say that it bounces back up, I would be locking in the profit at either $377 or maybe at the convergence of these two moving averages, the 20 and the 5-day moving average, between $382 and $385 approximately. So yeah, this would be my trading plan in the case of CrowdStrike. Maybe buying the dip at 362. And for this short, in order to look like 100% bullish, we need to see CrowdStrike above the 20, the 5-day moving average, and the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time high. So we need to see CrowdStrike trading above $384. If we take a look at the market structure of CRWD, what do we see over here? Let's see, CrowdStrike. There it is. And what is the demand and the supply looking like? In the meantime, while this pops up, let me take a sip of this. Come on. What is going on? And you guys know that this is live television, so sometimes weird stuff happens. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's see if we can take a look at the demand and the supply of CrowdStrike. Nope. It doesn't pop up, guys, so well, we cannot take a look at the demand and the supply of CrowdStrike, unfortunately. So far, Tesla 10% correction, Nvda 6% correction. Could it be part of the 10% we have been waiting for? No. If you're going to talk about a general correction in the markets, you need to take a look at the indices. And in the case of the Qs, we are 3% of the highs. So not even close to 10%. And in the case of the SPY, we are how of the highs? Nothing, guys. I mean, this is nothing. Nothing happened, guys. Let's face it. In the case of the SPY is 1.4% of the highs. So I don't know, guys. If you ask me about a 10% correction, I don't see it happening. I gotta be honest with you, unless something unexpected happens. When I say something unexpected happens, I don't know, maybe some sort of macro news that comes out horrible, signaling some sort of recession and stuff like that. Or I don't know, if these Magnificent 7 stocks, all of them, drop the ball on the upcoming earnings reports, yes, maybe a 10% correction. But I don't see it happening, guys. And again, as I just said, guys, and you guys can hold me accountable for that. If the most important tech stocks keep going down, say for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 more trading sessions, I think that the dips are going to be getting bought up sooner rather than later. Yeah. This AI, this artificial intelligence hype is very strong, guys. So I don't see a 10% correct. Can it happen? Of course, it can happen. Out of thin air, it can happen. But me personally, I don't see it happening. Okay. So what other request do we have here? Let's see. Triple Q so bad. Okay. Let's see. I have Eli Lilly. Wow, Lilly. This is another stock that went down today, and I am going to go over XOM because someone was asking about Exxon. Sorry, guys. So Lilly went down today 0.60%, and it closed the trading session at $934.14. By the way, I think that in the case of Lilly, it went down today because supposedly Pfizer is working on some sort of, weight loss pill or something like that. So maybe more competition relative to Lilly on the weight loss mania. We don't know, right? But nothing happened here today, guys. It is a super beautiful uptrend above all the moving averages. All of the moving averages are upward sloping. And the 5-day moving average was held today as support. So no damage here, guys. Say that Lilly consolidates tomorrow above the 5-day moving average. That as of now is signaling $927. By the way, this upward sloping 5-day moving average happens to coincide with a previous resistance back from July 8th. So any process of consolidation above 927 is pretty much signaling that we have another all-time highs test coming up for Lilly, guys, at $945. This is a very good technical chart. So that is signaling that potentially Lilly could be heading for higher prices. Let me take a look at the market structure of Lilly. Eli Lilly, let's see. What do we see here? Take a look. The demand is flat and the supply is kind of trying to rise. Kind of. Okay? But yeah, we can make a case. Over here we have a tie, guys. This is a tie between buyers and sellers. This is a tie between the demand and the supply. We don't see any imbalance that favors neither buyers or sellers. So when I visualize a tie from a market structure standpoint, I need to rely on whatever the technical chart says. And this technical chart, while Lilly remains trading above the 5-day moving average, while Lilly remains trading above the 5-day moving average, is pretty much signaling more upside for the stock of this company. And we don't need to take a look at any anchor VWAP because we don't have any buyers trapped above the current price of Lilly. Lilly is how much? Lilly is 1.50% of the highs. Wow. A technical chart that is under the total control of buyers. No doubt about it. Amazon. Sure, let's go over. But let me go over XOM first, guys. Someone was asking about XOM, Exxon Mobil. Went up today 1.19% and it closed the trading session at $113.25. By the way, guys, keep in mind, today the CPI data report came out super soft in negative territory and that. So we could be about to see a lot of downwards pressure on the DXY, this gentleman that you guys can see over here. This is the US dollar, okay? And keep in mind that the US dollar is inversely correlated relative to what? To commodities. Relative to what? To oil. Here you guys can see crude oil slash CL. So if this, let me pull up here a chart of the DXY. Dixie, take a look. So if, no, this is not the Dixie. What the fuck is this? Dixie. There you go, the Dixie, the US dollar. So if the US dollar keeps going down, say that the Dixie breaks 104 to the downside, this is from a mechanical standpoint very likely to help from an, let's say from an algorithm's standpoint, oil in order to go higher. So if oil keeps going higher, that is going to be helpful for what? For oil stocks, such as XOM, as you guys can see over here. So maybe the Dixie or the DXY going down is bullish. It is very likely actually to be bullish for oil-related stocks such as Exxon. But, wow, what a choppy chart, guys. I mean, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch Exxon from a long perspective, or from a long trade perspective below the 50-day moving average, below $114. So Exxon is right below, as of now, an important level of potential supply. Why? Well, because over here we can see the 50 and the 100-day moving average pretty much coinciding. So we have a level of potential supply between $114 and $115. So I would rather let buyers bring the price of Exxon Mobil above a level that we can suppose is going to be a tough one for the bulls before giving Exxon a shot over here. So say that the DXY keeps going down, oil goes higher, and on top of that, you guys see Exxon trading above 114 bucks. I would give it a shot. Yeah, this could be a potential trade to the upside in the case of good old Exxon Mobil. Let me take a look at the market structure of XOM. Let's see, before I go over Amazon. XOM, 5:34 p.m. The market structure doesn't look encouraging. The demand is going down and the supply is starting to rise. So this could be signaling that the bulls of this stock might not be able to make it through this potential level of supply that I just mentioned, between $113 and $114-ish approximately, okay? And anchor VWAPs, is there any meaningful anchor VWAP worth pointing out here, guys? Let me see, ExxonMobil, while I take a sip of Sprite. So, let me display an anchor VWAP from the all-time highs of Exxon. And we got, take a look, $115, guys. A no touch below $115. So, below 115 bucks, guys, we have the anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs. And on top of that, between 113 and 114, we have the 50 and the 100-day moving average. So, the bulls of Exxon bring this stock above 115. I could be interested in trading this ticker to the upside, obviously. A no touch below $115. Amazing Amazon. Let's go over Amazing Amazon over here. This stock got killed today, guys. Down 2.37%, and it closed the trading session at $195. So, take a look. I am not going to say that this is the same situation relative to, I don't know, CrowdStrike or what other stock we saw below the 20 and the 5-day moving average. I think it was Nvda, I think. Okay, but in the case of Amazon, take a look. The 5-day moving average was broken to the downside, guys. So this is not positive in minor timeframes. But if I draw a line over the 20-day moving average, this pink line that you guys can see over here, take a look at how this 20-day moving average is coinciding with what? With a previous level of resistance. In the case of Amazon, back from, this was May 9th. So this is a potential spot from which Amazon could be bouncing back up. I would give it a thought, guys. Yeah. I would consider starting a trade, a bounce back up trade in the case of Amazon if I happen to confirm support at around $192. If we take a look at an anchor VWAP in the case of Amazon, let's see, Amazing Amazon. What do we see here? So from all-time highs, yeah, the market participants, no, this is no longer the all-time high, so let me remove it. Let me see. So from all-time highs, we have the buyers we have market participants at $198. If I pull up here the 4-hour chart, take a look at how $198 happens to coincide with the 5-day moving average. So this is a potential spot from which Amazon could be retracing from if the bulls can engineer some sort of bounce, maybe from $192. So yeah, I would be interested in playing a bounce over here from $192, and be mindful that we have a potential spot of overhead supply or resistance at around $198 approximately. And if we take a look at the market structure of Amazon, AMCN, let's see what the supply and the demand is looking like. Take a look, guys. The demand is starting to go down. Look, take a look. And the supply is through the roof. So we can reconcile this market structure chart with this 4-hour chart, guys. And why? Well, because the 5-day moving average was broken to the downside. That implies that sellers are starting to make progress in minor time frames. So be careful, guys. Maybe, who knows, maybe this 20-day moving average might not be acting as support as we think. If that is the case, this could be a short maybe. Let me see, where do we have an anchor VWAP from the last earnings report of Amazon, guys. Okay, let me see. Let me display an anchor VWAP here from the last earnings report of Amazon, and we get $185, guys. So I'm thinking that if the bulls of Amazon fail at holding 192 as support, the next important spot that I might be interested in order to buy the dip over here would be 185. Because at $185, we have the anchor VWAP that comes from the last earnings report of Amazon. So it is a potential area of interest for a bounce in the case of Amazon. Guys, I am going to wrap it up. Wow, an hour and 6 minutes. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I will see you guys on Discord. Today we had a fun day. And hopefully tomorrow we can have some more fireworks. Because volatility is the best friend of any trader. So thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay? Please hit the like button. And if you guys don't mind going to my YouTube channel and dropping a comment on this live stream, because I am going live exclusively for you. But once I'm done streaming, I am going to I am going to be releasing this live stream on my YouTube channel for everyone. So if you guys don't mind dropping a comment, then that will be appreciated. Thank you, guys. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, folks. Take care.